right. Boom. What's going on? Another fantastic new guest who dis. And Brian, who is our goddamn guest?
We got South Arsenal in this one out.
Yeah, what up? Do a little bam, bam, bam.
I could probably put it in post.
Shreddy Bois.
How's it going, guys?
It's about time you guys get on here. How you guys been?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
sure.
man. I mean, it's been a long while waiting, dude. We've been playing like shows like for the past couple of months. I was like, I figured it's time we get you guys on here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I remember watching you guys' episodes. I think when I first met you, Brian, you sent me a link, and I was like, "Oh man, I hope we get on this." And they consider us. And then I think one of you guys, I think it was Alex, that put us as I forgot what was the segment, maybe Band of the Week or Band of the. I forgot.
Yeah.
Pick I might be mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh shit, cool. I hope. And now we're here. Thank you for having me.
Funny story. I was actually gonna do one that of you guys, but then as soon as I saw him upload, I'm like, oh, you beat me to it.
Yeah, man. I know you obviously you've seen him recently because you played a show with him. But,
yeah, I've been seeing him actually a lot, like the last few months.
Yeah, pretty much. Like we've been playing, like First Step in South Arsenal. I've been playing shows, and I always see you at the Rock Spot when you stop by as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Obviously, with me and Vicious Attack, and you guys just always being around, especially you, Flavio. I feel like you've been around, like you're always at shows, or your presence is just always on Facebook. I'm like, well, I feel like you guys have just been around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, South Arsenal, we've been around for 10 years now.
Yeah
10 years now. So we started back in, when is it, 2014 or 13? Maybe 11 years now.
Yeah.
And we've been around for close to 11 years now. Yeah, it was 2013. So
nice. Seniority.
And then after that, before that, man, me and him, we've been around for ages, man.
Was Veils of Darkness the other band you were in?
Yeah.
Because I feel, okay. Then I have seen you before South Arsenal, because I've seen South Arsenal back in 2016. That's when I first saw you guys, but I was just like, wait a minute, isn't he the guy from Veils? I was like,
yeah. And him too. Like, we were both in the same band.
Yeah, I recognized the both of you, but I was just like, no, maybe I didn't even know you guys at the time, but I'm like, wait, are they from Veils? I'm like, they look familiar, but yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, I've seen you guys for like years, and then we started playing shows like last year up until now too.
And when sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when I first joined Vicious Attack, I think Vicious Attack.
Fabian.
Oh, Fabian. Okay.
Fabio.
Were you guys in front of us?
Yeah.
In the first floor?
Yeah.
Oh, we were. Yeah. We're not there at the Rock Spot anymore, but I remember. So like, I joined, and I believe I forgot, maybe 2016, maybe 2014. But Vicious Attack had been a band for a while at that point, and I feel like a lot of my early shows, it was always like, oh, it's like I'm on a bill with like Air Raid, Bloodletter, Beyond Death, and you guys seem to always be on a lot of those early shows that we would play. So, I got to hear you guys, and it's very hard to describe what you guys sound like too, because you kind of just blend a lot of different styles together.
I was about to say that too.
It's like a good thing.
I guess we try to be unique,
No, that's
weird.
Awesome.
I don't know. It's just weird. We just, I guess, like you guys said, we all listen to different types of music. We got my little brother Moy. He's more like a death metal guy, and then you got me, which is more like I like the blues. I've always loved the blues. And then you got Flavio over here, which he has a lot of different influences, and And
Yeah,
Isaac over here is like a big time metalhead. I don't know. Like,
I've always been the punk guy in the band.
Right.
The punk guy. Isaac's always been big metal head guy.
We just play whatever we feel like it, man. You know, and if it
That's
sounds
good.
good, it sounds good. You know, I mean, hopefully, I mean, we play what we like, and thankfully, we get some good feedback so far. You know,
We struggled back in the day to fit in with going back to what you said. I think we struggled a lot to fit in different scenes, and some scenes were like kind of like, oh, well, I mean, you're not hardcore, you're not thrash metal, you're not this is what are you guys?
Right.
It's kind of confusing, right? But I mean, we just managed to wiggle ourselves in there, and for some reason, people like us and they like to come see us. And that's cool, So,
I mean, as long as you guys stand out, you know.
No, that's definitely a problem. Like when I was in Central Disorder, there was a lot of issues. Like we would be
Disorder.
yeah, we play with you guys.
I've heard
we
that
play with
name
them 3
before.
times. Yeah.
It was like
Did we play with you guys? Were you in the band?
I wasn't. I joined in 2020.
Okay, Central Disorder.
Yeah, it's very possible that I mean, like I said, it's very blurred because I feel like I've played with you guys so many times in the past that I'm like,
Yeah.
It's possible that I played with Central Disorder with you guys, but that's a band that's like, we've been turned down from festivals for not being not brutal enough, and then it's been the opposite where we'd be like, oh, we don't fit in this, and it's like, oh, you guys are too brutal. And it's like, all right, well, it's like hitting that sweet spot sometimes is a curse, where you don't really fit in a specific genre. But at the same time, it means that you definitely will stand out,
Yeah, I mean, speaking on the too brutal, I'm trying to change that, but anyways, that's a topic for another day. What have you guys been up to lately? I know that there was the party that you guys hosted with that music video shoot.
we did that recently, the music video. We're still in the editing process. You know, it's definitely gonna take some time for sure. Because we definitely don't just want to do something so quick and just let it out. You know,
Right.
but definitely still in the editing process. I think it was a pretty good success with what footage that we got, and we're still gonna just keep on working on the editing stuff. Hopefully soon, we'll see how long it takes, but hopefully it's not too long.
Is this
Yeah.
100% DIY, or did you guys hire somebody or a company to do it?
No, it's actually one of my other guitar players from my other side project that I have. He started doing music videos for not music videos, but just like music shots for other people. And I'm like, man, bro, this looks great. Like, why don't you
shout out
just
to Isaac, man?
shout out to Isaac Del Toro. And I was like, this looks great, man. We were gonna hire somebody, and then I was like, well, why don't you just give, our music video was meant to be simple, just a
Right.
house party, with people partying and just us playing. So I'm like, why don't you just try doing something simple with us, and that's it. And sometimes doing something simple goes a long way. When you got too much going on, I feel like, well, maybe showing people they have a great time at our shows and just how it really is organically. I think it will go a long way. And he got a good shots of that, and we're still trying to edit some of the stuff out. And Brian played there, and it was a good time.
What do you think, Brian? How was that show that day, man?
It was super fun. I've never played a house show before. That was actually the very first house show I played. But no, yeah, it was a lot of fun. There were so many people there. The basement of that place was like a maze as well.
Yeah. Even like when the band was playing, if you were in the basement, you would literally like be able to see the floor moving. Like it was like dangerous to be down there. It was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like go upstairs, guys, because
The owner of the house, my brother Gabriel asked him, like, hey man, like you seen those videos of house parties where the whole fucking floor collapsed? Aren't you worried about that? And he tells us, if it happens, it happens.
yes.
Shout out
He
to Rich
dies,
though.
he dies.
Shout out to Rich though.
Yeah,
Rich
hell yeah.
was fuck. So Rich, the owner of the house, he used to throw punk shows there, DIY punk shows back in the day, and he kind of retired doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we were looking for a spot to have a party, and for some luckily miracle, he let me have it. He said, "Oh, just because it's you, dude, just because it's South Arsenal. Other than that, because I'm retired already of having shows here." just because you've been here, you came here, you supported my scene, you used to come out all the time. So, because I never even played Kombucha Club ever, because he doesn't allow metal bands to play. He does not want metal bands to play there ever. It's always been punk DIY.
Yeah.
But since he was really cool with me, and for some reason, some people consider us somewhat punk as well. Right. So he was like, "You guys are kind of punk." So, but the bangs I'm bringing, First Step to Glory in 1837, they're heavy. So,
punk. He seemed to enjoy
was cool
it too.
He was cool, man.
It was all for the support, South Side, whatever it was.
Yeah, South Side, and shout out to him, man. He didn't charge me anything, man. I'm over here trying to, he's like, "Yo, man, I'll give you, I don't know, man, $300-400 for the space. I'll help clean up." He didn't even fucking let me clean up. He's like, "Don't worry about it. Go home.
Wow.
Have a good time."
Shit.
Awesome guy, man.
That's awesome.
It sucks that he doesn't have that place available for bands anymore. So,
right.
Also, that
definitely the next day though. I was there the next day with some garbage bags and cleaning supplies and stuff. And no, I did. I showed up. I left the stuff there, and he was actually outside the house when I showed up the next day, and he was just like,
"I didn't."
Yeah. He was on his bike, and he was actually just trying to enjoy the weather because it was really nice the next day. I was like, "Yeah, I can show up to help you clean up." He's like, "Oh, you know what? Let's just save it for another day. We'll set up another day." And
he was already prepared for that shit.
I left the supplies there, and
he was already ready for it. He had the fucking the recycling bin already out in the yard.
Oh yeah,
the recycling bin in the inside of the house. So
yeah, it was pretty much self cleaned up throughout the party. Like it wasn't getting too crazy trash and stuff. It was just more putting it back together at the end of it. But
going back to that, the crowd was great, man. They didn't trash the fucking place. So that's really cool of everybody that showed up.
I was gonna say. I was not able to make it. I was planning on going, but then my computer had a meltdown the day before we were going to have a guest. And I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. But, I saw tons of the videos that came out from it, and I'm like, oh my God. Just like
crowded.
How packed and how energetic.
Yeah, it was a small place, so that was the best part about it. It was like, it gave that illusion that there was like hundreds of people there.
Yeah, it did. No, it did.
Yeah,
it
was like 50 people.
It was probably like 50 people.
No, it was a lot of people. But it was a lot of people.
It was about 100.
Because the yard was packed and the basement was packed, and then when we were performing was packed. So not even a lot of people couldn't even go in to watch us play because of how packed.
Yeah, due to the lack of space and then the body heat just emanating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to step outside for after we were finished.
Yeah. So that music video will be out soon for the song "Frail" from our album Big Hoax. And after that, we are gonna release a new song called Vida Express in a few weeks, and we also are gonna be recording a music video for that as well.
Same person who helped you record this one.
We have other options, but we're probably gonna
most likely,
hit up the same.
The best thing we like about Isaac is that like his he's motivated to want to do it, and
oh yeah,
definitely ready to want it, so we see that, and I mean he's helping us out, we're helping him out with experience or whatever it is, and I feel like it's a win-win situation in all of it, so, and yeah,
we also have a show coming up on April 20th. We're still down for that, right?
No, yeah, it's going down for sure. We're doing the big smokeout. It's a 420 show in Little Village. I will have the information in a bit.
It's gonna be a private show.
Not really, no.
Not really.
Steal show, $5 to get in.
$5, man, that's a steal.
The thing is, it's gonna be at a church.
Yep.
It's gonna be at a church. It's gonna be at a church. So,
if you guys don't mind me, I'm gonna pull up the event so you guys
can pull it up. I will tell you, however, this is going to air the week after the 20th, so
it's coming up.
Oh, after the 20th?
Yeah. Unfortunately, these always come out. I think the last Friday of the month, basically, every single episode.
Well, okay. Well, might as well say it to the people that are not gonna get to hear it.
Well, whoever's watching probably already had attended.
So it's gonna be a really cool event. So
we're inviting you guys.
So you guys come out.
Okay, all right.
Chances are we
So
were there already.
we got Harvey Lightyear. You guys know Harvey, right? I think you know Harvey. He's opening up the show. After that, we got Jules and Beans, which is my punk band from back in the day.
Yeah, I played a show with you guys as of this recording about a week ago. You guys are dope.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. After that, we have at Warsaw, the death metal.
We had the boys on the show.
So that's the show that now. Okay, yeah, because I saw an event for that too, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, they're awesome, fucking band. I love those guys. Great. We've been playing with them forever. And then it's us, South Arsenal, and the band that's closing up this show is called Lizard Kings. Okay. It's a Doors tribute band.
A what?
Doors tribute band.
Okay.
You guys heard Lizard Kings, right?
You guys heard of the Doors, right?
Yeah,
I've heard of the Doors. I'm wondering how that's gonna work.
But you guys heard of Lizard Kings, right? Al, you guys know that.
I don't know if they have, but so they're the oldest Doors tribute band in Chicago.
Oh.
I used to play drums for them as well for a little bit. For about 2 years, I played drums for them. It was fun. I bought a drum set, and I really wanted to play my drums. I ended up playing with them for a bit. For real? So they're closing up the night. Talk about a 420 show, man. So if you guys, people that are not going to hear this till later, but you guys will know, so you guys should come back.
Yeah, from the future past. How was the show?
Yeah.
Just say it was great.
We'll assume that it went well. But
assume it went well, we had a great time. We assumed he made it.
Dude, you should have seen the show, man. It was so much fun.
I just can't wait.
Wild.
I can't wait because it's going to be at an actual church.
It's going to be at the basement church. On 28th and Harlem. No, bro.
Yeah,
you know how churches usually rent out a basement?
You're right.
Yeah. So like they have that space for us. It's 2759 South Carlove Avenue.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I remember being little kids in
Little Village.
I remember being little kids. My dad, he's also a musician, and he would take us to his shows at the churches. Now I'm just thinking about that right now.
Yeah. Well, our very first show was at a fucking church.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Right, in Pilsen.
Yeah. Me and him, we go way back. So this is my little brother, and we've been playing forever.
Yeah.
Our first show was at a church. So now we're going to play at church again.
I think I know what happened with the audio.
Nice.
But yeah. Go ahead. You guys keep on doing your thing. I'm gonna fix
for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say, what are your influences actually? Because I know you guys. I think I've seen you make posts that music runs in the family as well. So if anything, like, if anything, the question that I like to ask, what got you into wanting to just play in a band, or pick up an instrument?
Yeah, Black Sabbath.
Oh.
Before this though. Before that. Well, it will be for me and him at least, and Moy, because Moy is also my brother. I don't know if a lot of people. Know this. You gotta go way back.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but South Arsenal is 3 brothers. It's me, Gabriel, and Moy. Isaac came with us,
but he also.
Wait, hold on.
It'll be something similar. So even his dad. They're all musicians from back in the day.
Yeah.
And I remember we used to see our dad perform all the time, and I will see how people will look at him and respect him and will appreciate his talent. And I always used to be like, damn, man, I want to be like that. I want people to fucking, when you're a kid, you have those thoughts, right? And you're like, like, he's like a rock star to me, right? Mm-hmm. So it was basically Mexican music from back in the day, like Los Bukis, Luego Tovar, and all that nice stuff. We learned how to play all that stuff when we were really young, and we started our own band, which was similar to that music. So yeah, like Chicano.
Yeah, it was like my dad took us to this one teacher. I don't know if you know this one band called what's the name of that?
Viento y Sol.
Viento y Sol. I don't like to bring this up, but it's the truth. You guys ever heard the song that goes like, Ese par de anillos.
Oh yeah, I've heard. My uncle plays it.
Ese par de anillos.
It's a really old Mexican song.
So one of the keyboard players was he used to live in Pilsen, and he was like he was giving out lessons. So my dad took us there, and he showed us. He didn't show us that much, to be honest with you. He just showed us. He showed Flavio how to play the cumbia beat, and he showed me how to do how to play the cumbia, because I used to play bass. He taught me how to do the cumbia beat on the bass, and then la ranchera rhythm on the bass, and that was it. Because he would teach my little brother Marcos more theory than us, because in Mexican music it's a little bit more basic on the drums and on the bass, but the keyboard has a lot more lead to it, you know. So he showed us like a few songs, and that was pretty much it. We played the first show at that one church,
in Pilsen, which is
Pilsen, and then after that, but like before that, I remember being a little kid watching Blood In Blood Out.
Great movie.
I remember that one scene, and I remember that one scene when Crucillo and Chewy, they're chilling.
I know which one.
They're in the
they're heroin.
They're doing heroin, and Chewy was, I don't know what he asks him, and Crucito is like, man, I don't want to fucking paint for these white folks for the rest of my life. I want to paint something more real. And then you hear the Jimi Hendrix song Little Wayne in the back. And that was it for me. That was it. I wanted to play guitar, because at that time I was playing bass, and then I heard that, and I was like, I already had seen that movie when I was a little younger, but like I got a little older, and I started like, you know, paying more attention to it. And then I heard that song. I heard that Little Wayne song, and I heard Jimi Hendrix playing the solo, and that just like changed my life forever. And then after that, it was like we just started listening to, you know,
some metal,
and
that's when we go into the Black Sabbath stuff. Like I remember
it was during the same era. My cousin,
we saw War Pigs live, and we thought, yo, this is the shit that we gotta be doing instead of playing Mexican music. It challenged us to be better, as musicians, you know, because heavy metal it's harder to play than Mexican music, which is like not the same.
Well, it's not that it's
el mismo círculo, you know. What do you say? How do you say círculo?
Well, the circle of fifth, but it's a little different than that. Were you trying to say it's metal is different than the circle of fifth, because the circle of fifth is just like you choose progression, right? Or like whatever is that you like the melody on the vocals, and then you use the circle of fifth to choose the progression that you want to use. I think that's
I would say with Spanish music in general, I'm just gonna say Spanish music, because there's a lot of genres that would go into that, you know. That would be like, I feel like the main objective is this has to be danceable, or no one's gonna give a shit about our song, basically.
Well,
you know?
Actually, that's not true. In Mexican music, there is romanticas with it doesn't have to be danceable. You got like Camilo Sesto. You got what else you got?
Rigo Tobar.
Well, Rigo Tobar is more danceable, but he also has songs that are not danceable. And you got Los Ángeles Negros, Los Pasteles Verdes. Who else?
I haven't heard of any of these bands.
You heard of these bands, bro.
Mike came out as uncultured in this
I
one.
heard the songs before. But going back to what you guys said, don't you? This is the reason why we're a little different, a little weird, because we listen to all this stuff, you know.
Right.
And it's cool, man. Like I like it that people say that we're different. You know, like I thought that we were a thrash metal band at first, but now when we think we're that thrashy.
We got some thrash metal parts. We kind of try to keep it thrash sometimes, you know. Just maybe not the traditional thrash, you know, but.
But I feel like you guys have a lot of groove into your music. That's one thing you can catch like very easy. And
I think it's like no matter what, you know, like going back to like my point about like with metal specifically, I feel like it is a genre of music that is already like a lot of people don't consider it music. So it's like, you know, it's one of those genres where people can go nuts and it won't matter anyway, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, they're not gonna like that. Like we, my mother, for example.
But all of us, metalheads conditioned already to that because we grew up with knowing that people don't like metal too much, so we already know like you don't like this stuff. Get away from me, man.
Yeah.
But then when you do like occasionally find someone that's like only listens to like rap or other type of music, and they're like, you know what, this is actually pretty badass, and just, you know, you gotta show them like, hey, maybe not this song, but this is another song you might like, you know.
Of course, yeah. That's the beauty of metal is that there's tons of different subgenres and. You know, then there are the people that are just basically trying to impress other musicians, which is your technical death metal, you know?
Hey, you're trying to say something about me?
Hey, by the way, if you guys don't mind me, you guys are awesome guitar players, by the way.
Thank you.
Great fucking players, both of you.
What kind of amp do you guys have back there? Let me find out that's a triple rectifier.
That is a Mesa triple rec, and then the one below it. Yeah, you were right.
We got one right here too.
Yeah, that's good. You saw like that much. You saw like that much, and you were able to guess. That's a good eye.
I know a little bit.
So I hope you guys don't mind me asking about you guys now, if you don't mind.
Oh, this is gonna be the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah, no one's ever done that before.
Well, how long you guys been playing for, if I may ask?
Brian?
For real.
For me, so since like the end of high school, during high school, I've been trying to, you know, form a band and get into the scene, but I've never had any luck that, you know, all the bands that I formed never really stuck out as much. So I would say like 2019, 2020 was when I joined, that was Central Disorder. But then after coming out of the pandemic is when I actually started playing shows. And then around like last year is when I joined First Step. And then that's when I felt like, you know, I officially like, you know,
you're doing it.
Yeah, like now I'm doing it because like the other time, like not saying that Central like wasn't playing shows that often, but we would play like, you know, either like every once in a while. But once I joined First Step, and then I would say Behead in the Icon, that's when I've been like just playing more consistent. Like I would say last year is when like I officially, you know, started playing more shows than I usually did. Like I would have like the one show every now and then, but it's like someone's backyard maybe. But after that, the band would just split apart because, you know, life gets in the way sometimes, or, you know, people lose interest, or they want to do other genres. I will say I do have a bit of a musical background as well. My uncle was also in a group playing Mexican music back in the day, and I also had the same thing. I was like, hey, I want to do that. That's pretty cool. But and I still listen to, you know, Mexican music to this day, but not as often as I do with metal. It wasn't until like I would say like 8th grade I played Guitar Hero, and I was like, I want to do the real thing now or something. And then
guitar, bro. Holy,
Guitar Hero.
That was life for a good while. Dude, I sort of got skating. No, I wanted to be a little skater and shit. Well, yeah, you know, I had that little. I want to be a sponsored skater one day when I was a kid and shit. But then skating and Guitar Hero, dude, was what I would do.
Yeah,
Guitar.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I actually wanted to do those what's it called, the
sure.
sponsored, you know, bike, the dudes that are on bikes doing all those tricks.
Oh,
BMX. I actually wanted to do that at some point, but then once I picked up the guitar, I kind of lost interest, and then not only that, I think my bike broke as well. So. Yeah.
Me, it's not so much like a epic origin story.
Epic origin story.
What's that? What did he say?
Oh, my bad. Our girlfriend's just showed up right now. So.
Oh, okay. As I say, with me.
So what about you, Mike? With me specifically,
I started playing. I started playing guitar literally like 1 year before my freshman year at college. So it's not as sexy as Brian's story over here, where he has like an origin story and he knows theory. Ooh.
I forgot to mention, I've been playing guitar since I was like 14. That's when my dad got me my first guitar, and I did take theory. But God, you always had to put that out there.
I know, I'm just joking. But yeah, I got my first guitar, and it was this guy over here. It's a BC Rich Warlock over there in the corner.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember those. I used to think they are cool guitars. I used to think, oh man, I want to get one of those. So I like the bass one too. Like they have.
I never wanted that. I remember I asked for so I asked my parents and they were gonna get me a guitar, and I'm like, I want a Warlock, and I didn't really think about it. I got the name wrong. What I really wanted was a Jackson Rhodes guitar, and I don't know why or how, but I got it stuck in my head that it was called a Warlock. And then they gave me that, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I looked at it, I'm like,
Warlock.
Yeah, that's not a Warlock. I'm like, yes.
We Googled it.
Yes, it is.
We Googled it.
But I'm like, all right, well, that's what I was given. That was my first guitar. This is how I have to learn. So I learned it. And what is it, Steven Stripe?
On his back now.
Yeah, people are like, learn Led Zeppelin or learn, some like basically like easier stuff. I'm like, no, time to learn metal.
Led Zeppelin is not easy stuff, bro.
No, of course not. But everyone, has like, all right, let's learn Stairway to Heaven, like try to pluck your way through it, or it's like I learned the beginning riff to Crazy Train, or here is my Avenged Sevenfold attempt. I'm like, I have no time.
Why are you making fun of us, bro?
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just I had a lot of time that I wasted not learning how to play guitar, so I'm like, I went straight. I'm like, all right, Fear Factory, Death Clock, I went straight into very difficult stuff. So, like Children of Bodom.
Fun fact, Dino Casares is his best friend, by the way.
Yeah, so. I hate that. Yeah.
Fear Factory, Dino Casares.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's his best friend.
You know him like legit?
No, he's being a dick.
No, Central played with Soulfly. That's when this guy was still in the band, and Dino was playing guitar. So he would tell me how much he hated him, and I was like, "Oh, dude, say hi to your best friend Dino." I would always just.
He's a big prick.
So every time I just throw that out there, like, yo, that's his best friend, man.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Brujeria shirt, bro. Come on.
Oh, hey, yeah, dude. Tell me about, like, I have nothing against the man's guitar playing, but in terms of personality, he's a big sack of shit, basically.
Yeah, Don Bruco does talk a lot of shit about him as well. Yeah. So,
I remember meeting fucking Mike Portnoy. My bad, bro.
No, it's fine.
I remember meeting Mike Portnoy. Were you there?
No.
He was a fucking dick, bro.
Don't say that.
By the way, don't mean to cut you guys off. So we're running on like 1 minute. So it's gonna be a 10-minute delay because we're gonna have to send another call right now because it's about to cut off.
Oh shit! All right. For sure. Thanks the heads up.
It's fine.
I mean, how long do you?
Unless you guys want to just cut it off.
How long does it usually last? Like you guys.
I don't think we'll be able to wrap up, unfortunately.
Yeah, not right now. I'll send you the link, Flavio. If anything,
we'll send you another link, and we'll finish up on the second time.
Maybe when we come back, we'll be having the.
We could talk forever, bro. About amps.
All right. We'll send you the next invite in about 10 minutes. Okay, guys. So
if you guys will.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Yes, we like to address the elephant in the room, and this is our apology. No, joking.
No, hey, there was a bunch of technical errors. We tried to do part 2 of the South Arsenal.
Yeah, we were trying to talk about our anime lore on how we became the mediocre music. Well, me being mediocre musician that I am, but we may follow up with this, or Hopefully, sometime
see.
in the future, you know, we will get the unreleased version of Part 2 locked in behind our Patreon, and you can get it on DVD as well and VHS.
Basically, we're saying we're recording this in case we aren't able to make the second part of this happen in this episode.
Yeah, but
so
with that being said, make sure you guys check out South Arsenal. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if they got a Twitter or anything. Spotify, they got they have an album that they dropped last year or maybe the year prior called Big Hoax. Regardless, check them out. Also,
before this cut out, they were talking about a brand new single that they were about to drop
with a music video included as well,
right.
which, you know, that should be out by the time either this episode comes out or maybe the following month. But hey, we urge you guys, you know, check them out, support them. I mean, they're the fucking shit. You know, what else?
They're awesome.
They're awesome dudes. You know,
check them out on all the social media. They seem to always have something going on.
Exactly.
So you will not be disappointed.
You will not be disappointed. Also, thank you to everyone who saw us at that church and, you know, shook our hands, maybe kissed us or...
All right. Back to the episode.
Back to the episode.